Hello, mortals! This is the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube, and this is a Get Ready With Me where I go into drag to film videos later today. And we have Lynette and Cappuccino, and that's it. You guys are talking. Lynette's had a quiet week. I like quiet weeks. Okay, so let's get into it. I made another little cutout that's smaller than what I was using before, so I wanted to give this a try. And I haven't thought about what colors. I think maybe I'll do red. I haven't done red in a while. So we have some colors. Okay, I'm going to try red. Or maybe I should try orange again. Now I'm going to go with red, my first instinct. And Cool Gamer. And Cool Gamer, I remember seeing you in another live chat for a, what do you call it? A writing sprint. So that was fun. Okay, so let me... cut this out right. Oh, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Oh, emotional week, but productive. Well, that's highs and lows. Oh, halfway through the Book Eaters. Hey, Lori! Somehow I turned on my laptop's read aloud feature. It took me forever to figure out how to shut it off. Yeah. So I have started Babel, the book from sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. I should start with light. For Shelf It or Shove It by R.F. Kuang. And I am really enjoying it. It may be my top book of the year. But of course, I'm maybe 40% in, according to my Kindle. So we'll see how it goes. But so far, it's one of those books where you almost feel smarter just having read the book, or as you read the book, because the magic system has to do with etymology, sort of the origins of words. In a lot of books, the magic systems are really fascinating, but have no application in the real world. But this one, you learn about different word origins from different cultures. I mean, obviously Chinese, but also Latin, French, and Creole. It makes me wonder what R.F. Kuang has studied. Because it feels as though she's really has trained for the study of languages, or at least did a lot of research. We finished Spy times Family Volume. Oh, manga! I don't read graphic novels much anymore. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. I might pick up Babel and get it from the library. So many new books. There's a lot of good new books coming. Yeah, linguists. You would like Babel, Kat, if you like linguistics and etymology. Word Hoarders that Lori's reading. Oh, Rings of Power. So I did see it. And I may do a video on it today. And I had really low expectations. I mean, really low. Because there's so much online about. I mean, obviously, I just counted anyone that didn't like actors of different races playing elves or whatever. And I actually didn't see any. The elves look pretty white to me. Well, no, there's that one elf. Anyway, but my main reservation was this isn't based on a Tolkien story. And they pretty much made it up out of whole cloth. And what I personally could have done without is I would have rather they had someone else besides Galadriel and Elrond being main characters. I wish they would have just made up characters or pulled some obscure characters out of the histories. But that being said, I really like the series. I mean, I've only seen 2 episodes, but I really liked it. I was really enjoyed, much to my surprise, the series so far. I really like the Hobbit, the proto-Hobbits. I think the dwarves were really well done. And the humans were, I mean, it's not like the Numenorian what do they call them? High men that Tolkien wrote. But I mean, they're your basic, struggling villager, medieval type villagers. But I think that story worked too. So yeah, I'm curious if you guys have seen it, what you thought. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. You might even say I was shockingly surprised. Babylon pre-order. I'll buy it at the end of the month. No. My understanding is, and maybe someone here told me, that they couldn't get the rights to the Silmarillion, so it's based on the appendices in the Return of the King. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I really liked seeing the dwarves, because the Lonely Mountains in the Mines of Moria, they were like ruins, sort of these abandoned dwarven kingdoms, but in the Rings of Power, you got to see them at their full glory. Yep. So, Lynette, you probably told me that. I mean, my least favorite of the storylines, honestly, was the elves. If they would have just done dwarves, humans, and hobbits, I would have been just as happy. I think they're trying too hard with the elves. Maybe that's my issue. Okay. So now I'm going to go in with red. I'm also enjoying the House of the Dragon. The Game of Thrones prequel. Which is very, well, as you can imagine, it's very gory and very adult, certainly compared to the Rings of Power. I agree the elves are the least interesting storylines. You just give me the hobbits. I love that hobbit storyline. Oh good, Lynette's drawing House of the Dragons too. What did I miss? We were just talking about Lord of the Rings. And how surprised I was that I liked it as much as I did. Oh boy, this is another one where it looks blended in the mirror, but not on camera. It doesn't look too bad. Do I have a light red? Of course, light red is what? Pink. Maybe I'll... I'm just trying to find another color to help transition these two colors. Yeah, House of the Dragon is really visceral. It's really gory. I think it's the first time I've ever been really grossed out by crabs. And that childbirth scene is really disturbing. Okay, so I think that's blended. We finished Conan Doyle for the Defense, nonfiction about Conan Doyle helping free a man wrongly accused of murder. Huh. Talking about Arthur Conan Doyle? Fairy Tale. Hacienda. I don't know these books. Well, I heard of Fairy Tale, the Stephen King. Marriage Portrait. Yeah, the craft scene. Really. Put that on Storygraph TBR. Well, as we've discussed before, you guys are much more eclectic than I am. I pretty much stick with science fiction fantasy. So I have a little bit of black. We're going to have my in-laws staying with us this week, so I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. I probably will, but I'll post if not. Okay. We're talking about Hamnet again. Will be a difficult bar for her to reach again. I should read. I don't even know what someone tell me what Hamnet is about, because I remember seeing it on Shelve It or Shove It. Fit to be Read is here, yay! Obsessive editing. Silly nicknames for you? Oh, you'd be reading The House with Chicken Legs. They're both based on the Russian fairy tale. Well, I wouldn't say the house, House with the Chicken Legs, I would say, is inspired by the Russian fairy tale. Because usually Baba Yaga is not depicted as a particularly nice person. You know what it reminds me of? And I didn't like this book, but I did like House with the Chicken Legs, but Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune, having that. Well, you'll have to read it, but in the world building, there's a lot of similarities. I like The House with Chicken Legs more. And it's also another one of those that it's not really a fantasy middle grade adventure story. It's more thoughtful or more introspective of a type of a storyline, and I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so oops. Okay, so I'm kind of. I mean, this white space was for black, and it's going to be a lot of black. Okay, let's just do it. I'm going to go in. Chroma. The other thing I'm watching, which I think I talked about a couple weeks ago, was the Disney Channel's She-Hulk, which is really strange. Because they made the decision to make it campy, which I'm fine with. I can't decide if I like the series or not. Because the stories aren't great. But I'm mostly watching it for the actress who, Cap, I think you liked her too, who was in Orphan Black. Really fantastic actress. The stories are mediocre, in my opinion. But it is kind of cute, funny. But they like to do that thing a lot of breaking the fourth wall. Okay, where are we? Nicknames! Sasha's been saying, yes, queen! Yeah, yeah, editing is a whole other story. 100 ways to wear a scarf. Oh, the wife of Shakespeare. That's interesting. Oh, we're talking about Hamnet. The wife of Shakespeare, who's not the main character in this family. Enjoy magical house books. I'm going to have to look up Hamnet more. It's that job. Sashi Babashi. Yes, queen. You know that's from Lady Gaga? There was like a TikTok or something where they're going, yes, Gaga. But the person saying it had a very, very specific New York accent that hardly anyone in New York even has. I guess it's like a borough or something. So it's kind of interesting hearing how it sort of evolved into the gay lexicon. Which I'm sure wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for social media. Okay, so I guess we're going to try to smoke out this black. Oops. I'll get that later. Now I should get it now. From Broad City. Yeah, maybe you're right. but it's a very, very specific New York accent. You might even forget why you had an interest in some of your books you put on the list so long ago. Like I've said before, I really don't use TBRs much. I mean, obviously because of Booktube and Shove It or Shove It, I'm having a TBR. But it's just a habit from when I used to go to a bookstore never to get, just to get one book at a time. I was just thinking the other day how much I miss going to bookstores. I mean, not that I can't go to a bookstore now. It's just I've migrated over to the Kindle. I just don't get physical books anymore. Okay. So that is where we're at. That is a good thing to do from time to time. Often end up reading a book that's been on your list for a long time. Miss going to my favorite secondhand bookstore. It is a bus trip to the other side of the river, and I don't manage this. Oh, that's too bad. So many of those bookstores have closed. I remember when I lived in San Francisco, you could walk in like a 5-block radius, and there was at least half a dozen bookstores, used bookstores, and maybe one or two new bookstores, but I think most of them have closed down. The ebook revolution, or Amazon, whatever, has really, really affected bookstores in San Francisco. And I haven't done that much investigating in Las Vegas, but I don't know how it used to be in Vegas. I know there's a Borders bookstore and a couple of indie bookstores in Vegas, but I haven't seen many used bookstores. I know every city always has a couple of comic book stores. And that hasn't changed. I think partially because comic books suck on digital. You really do need to get the physical copy if you're into comics. And middle grade books, we're talking about them, really only do well in physical bookstores because kids, for whatever reason, had never migrated to ebooks. And I guess it makes sense because you're so used to, our kids are so used to getting books from the school library. They're used to physical books and browsing stacks of physical books. Okay, so I got off that. Bookshop really crammed with books. Used bookstores are the best. The only thing I don't like about physical books, used books, is the author never gets paid. So, if you really want to financially support an author, you need to get the new book. Half Price Books. It's a used book chain. close by indie bookstore has a mix of, a lot of indie bookstores. If you're ever in San Francisco, there's a great, oh shoot, what's it called? I forgot the name of the bookstore. But it's a speculative fiction bookstore that's mixed new and used. And it's an interesting story because they've been able to maintain in business because of the community. It's like giving them a lot of financial support. You can like get a membership, all this stuff. Move all your deck furniture. Oh, painting. If I lived close to you, Lori, I would help you. Going to the Saturday market. Is there booksellers there? Yeah, I'm not crazy about crowded market. Yes, a Barnes and Noble policy of not stocking hardcover middle grade is really, it's really hard. If you haven't been keeping up with that story, it's really super frustrating. Found authors new via secondhand books, and then you buy those books, new books by those. That's great, great point. I've been very good at not buying books. Need to find a book fair. Okay, so the question is, what color am I going to cut my eyes? Did I do purple last week? Hold on. Yeah, last week I did purple, so. So I'm thinking of trying to do sort of an orange, to red to orange to yellow ombre on the lid. Find yellow. I thought I had a yellow glitter. Yes, another week of me looking through my purchase of excess glitter. Okay, maybe I have every color except yellow. Oh no, here I found it. Okay. So, down base, yellow, your share. Bookstores are happy. I've read 2 books with the same title this year. Those books are quite different. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to attempt. It's on. It's red. Now I'm wearing contacts. I think I just moved my contact. doing this. Hopefully when the glitter's applied, it's I think okay. So I guess I should try to set these. Too much going on. Too much going on. Oh my gosh, I wonder if you're even going to see this. Let's put glitter on. Okay, so where did that... Okay, guys. Taking way too long on these eyelids. Oops. Turn off the phone because it keeps blaring at me. Okay, so Arrange this glitter. Wow. Okay, let me put on some glitter glue. Okay, I'm going to try the Mamacita again. The only thing I don't like about Mamacita is it's hard to blend colors on top of it, but it's really nice to take off. It just peels right off. Okay. Finding a book with a Lynette is, oh, there's a Lynette from Welsh folklore. Gavin and Lynette. A lot of authors with your first name. There are tons with mine. You don't know, my government name is Robert. There are 3 people with your first name. Lynette was a very popular name in the 50s and 60s. I gave my son's name that was less trendy, Daniel, Adam, and Marcus. I like those names. Daniel's pretty common, but Marcus, you don't see that many Adams, except if you're Jewish. Dated names can be no fun. I liked, my stepmother's name was Charmaine, which, I mean, for her age, there was a song in the 20s, 30s. Like, what was it called? Something about bluebirds. Why are the bluebirds singing to Charmaine or something? But it was a name I've never heard of before. But recently, like in the last 10 years or so, I've been seeing the name Charmaine pop up, which is always funny. Sometimes I like dated names. But you do end up associating an age with a name. Like Ethel and Beatrice, you think of old women, or I do anyway. Like the name Todd. I always associated that with, in the culture anyway, with sort of like rich, white, privileged men. But I remember when I was going to school, there were like a lot of Todds. don't know when it was popular, but it was popular at some point. Okay. Start red. Orange. This orange kind of looks brown. Maybe next week I'll do a halo eye. What I'm talking about is the line between the black and the red. It's hard to blend that now because of this glitter glue. Maybe I need black glitter to blend. I don't have black glitter. The only RuPaul I'm watching right now is the Philippines, because, of course, my husband's Filipino. And I've just gotten so sick of not sick, but exhausted watching Drag Race recently that I can't keep up with. There's like Canada and Australia playing now. But it's interesting seeing Asian drag, especially with someone from that culture who knows all the references. Okay, let's do this side. Oops, fuck. Excuse my French. There's so much glitter in this room. You really can't do anything about it. I mean, even if you vacuum, little bits of glitter just seem to hang on for dear life. Shoot, I should have done the eyeliner first. It's going to be a bitch to put on eyeliner over this glitter. Okay, well this looks cool in person. I'm not sure how cool it looks in the monitor, but I think once I start filming it's going to look good. I'm just going to attempt to see if I can get and a little bit. Yeah, maybe it also depends on the type of glitter. Okay, so not bad. I'm just putting the tops back on the glitter because if I don't, you could have a disaster. Oh man, my face looks really white. Well, I was looking for a bronzer. Still looks really white. Priscilla Cratch. I actually like the name Priscilla. Del Mar. I like Del Mar. These are good names. Amelia, Ophelia, Hulda. Yeah, I don't know about Hulda. Mother's Brothers with Ernie and Bert. You're kidding me. Wildemar. I like that. Latte. Mocha. It's like names of pets. Calliope. Okay. Tone this. My mother had like, she's like one of six sisters. And of course they all had Japanese names. But it's interesting how they Americanized them. Or like Terryco was Aunt Terry. Mariko was Aunt Mary. Rubico was Aunt Ruby. And of course, then we have like Toshiko, which is Aunt Tosh. Aunt Americanized. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I look like a ghost. I look like a ghost. I'm more worried about getting this eyeliner on. Taz named her sons after U.S. played Boston, Arlington. Yeah. Ernie and Bert were in A Wonderful Life. I never knew that. Yeah, I wonder. Okay. Holding my breath, so wish me luck. Okay. Okay. I think I got a little of the chroma cake in my eye. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to stop while I'm ahead and leave it there. I may do another next week. I want these wings not to go up like that, but to go out a little bit more. I'll figure it out for next week. If I'm here next week. Okay, so let's just move on to lips, or we're going to be here forever. Flower names. I love keeping up with appearances. That Hyacinth, Violet, Daisy, and Rose. Rose. Yeah, she was the Blanche Devereaux of the group. Yeah, Daisy was fun. But I mean, Hyacinth was Wanda. Onslow. Yeah, where's that name Onslow from? Oh yeah, that little meek woman. Richard Bouquet. This Bouquet. Um, BBC did a, I think it was a movie, maybe it was a miniseries about Hyacinth's early years. It wasn't that good. I mean, the actress who plays Hyacinth, whatever her name is so good. Okay, so these lips look fun. Hold on, let me. I'm just gonna go with that. Eyelashes. I didn't like the eyelashes I used last week, so I'm gonna go back and get a pair of these cheap ones. Britain has such good comedies. You have Are You Being Served, Keeping Up Appearances. I think one of the funniest shows ever created is Faulty Towers. I just think that is brilliant. And of course, Monty Python. I love Monty Python, but I still think Faulty Towers is ultimately funnier. You know what I heard is that B. Arthur of the Golden Girls mod did a remake of Faulty Towers where sort of the American version where she played Basil Fawlty. But apparently it was like really bad and never took off. I am curious what B. Arthur's Faulty Towers would have been like. Okay, there are the eyelashes. Oh, and of course, Absolutely Fabulous, the other show I was obsessed about. The reason why I'd say Faulty Towers was the best of them all is because of the writing. I think the writing was really, really clever. Okay, so for a wig today, I decided to go with Old Faithful, which is, of course, I pretty much only use this now for Shove It or Shove It. I still really like this wig. And what's else? Earrings. Dropping things left and right. No, it was not an offshoot of the Golden Girls. It was before Golden Girls, I think. But the Golden Palace was the one with Golden Girls. And I don't think B. Arthur actually returned for that one. That's one of the reasons why Golden Girls was canceled. Because okay, anyway. So, what do you think? This is my final look. I don't know if you can tell of the glitter ombres from yellow to red. I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again. But I don't know. We'll see how it films. I think it's going to look okay. Have a feeling. I didn't see porridge. Rocks. Oh, Lori, this is your favorite wig? Great. Oh, thank you, Lori. I guess I'm getting better. I think the trick is, or what messes me up is, I don't do it in like one drawing, one swoop. But I'm trying to do that more. So, and I think they're looking. Oh well. Okay, so today I'm going to do a Critical Role video, and I think I may do the House of Dragon, the Rings of Power video on them. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and keep an eye out. I may miss next week. I don't think I will, but I'll put a note up on Friday or something if it looks like I won't be able to make it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lynette, Lori, and whoever else is here. Is Cap's here, Fit to Be Read, all you guys. Thank you. And as usual, until we meet again, may all the books you read be blessed.